All right. I'm truly honored and excited to be your host for this exciting tech extravaganza once again. In today's interconnected world, technology is the driving force behind the incredible advancements that shape our future. And right here, right now, we are gathered virtually for the Digital Edge series. And our speaker for today is Mr. Oluwabusayo David, who is a software developer at Paperless. Mr. David, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. Yes, I'm with you.
All right. Moving on. It seems we are not adding up. Let's do well to send the link once again. Let's do well to post the link to our status, to our friends. So moving on to the next on the agenda, I would like to enlighten us a little bit about what the Digital Edge series is all about. And the Digital Health series focuses on supporting digital entrepreneurs and digital professionals in staying ahead in the digital world and exploring the latest trends, hacks, and technologies. If you can hear me, kindly reply with an emoji. I want to see your emojis, everyone. I want to see everybody active, and I want us to get ready to gain all we are here to gain. I want us all to be prepared for the exciting and the best information we'll be getting right now. Let's be prepared to learn. Let's prepare ourselves to gain all we are here to gain. All right, moving on. This monthly series is a part of the mission of Legacy Lab, a social impact digital innovation hub that offers technology and innovation infrastructure to create a dynamic ecosystem of opportunities for the youth. And also, we have a mission which is to empower the youth for success in this digital era, while our vision is to create an inclusive ecosystem for the generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. Can you all get what I'm trying to explain right now? I want us all to reply with emojis if you can get what I'm trying to say right now. All right. Moving on, our mission is to empower the youth for success in this digital era, while our vision is to create an inclusive ecosystem for the generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. By the end of the series, which is the Digital Edge series, participants are expected to have the skills and knowledge to develop thoughtful, sustainable, and scalable solutions and become successful digital professionals and entrepreneurs. Are you all getting my point? I want to see your emojis. I want to see your emojis, your emojis. All right. Thank you very much. And the topic for today is from responsive design to progressive web apps. In an era driven by digital innovation, as we all know, web development has become a cornerstone for businesses and individuals alike. From responsive design principles that ensure seamless adaptability across devices to the revolutionary concepts of progressive web apps. This season unveils the transformative power of modern web development trends. And lastly, by the end of this session, participants will grab the significance of responsive design the innovation of progressive web apps, and the tools that underpin modern web development. This is the highlight of the series that we're on right now, and I'll be calling on our presenter, which is Mr. David Oluwabusayo, to enlighten us more about this web development. Mr. David Oluwabusayo, over to you, sir. I want to see our emoji. Let's welcome Mr. David Oluwabusayo with our emojis.
All right. Thank you so much, Amomi. I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. I welcome everybody here. My name is David Oluwabusaya, like she has rightly said, and within few moments that we are going to spend here, we appreciate our full-time attention, and yeah, let's pay full attention to there's no an island of knowledge, but from the little I know is what I just want to share here. So thank you so much for making yourself available here. Share my let me share my screen. All right. I don't know if you can see my screen right now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. So yeah, we are talking about the web development trend, and when we are talking about web development trend, a lot of things has been evolving daily when it comes to web development. A lot of programming languages, a lot of libraries, a lot of frameworks, a lot everything daily, artificial intelligence and all. But today we are not going deeper into all that, but we are streamlining our focus to what we call a web development trend from responsive design to a progressive web applications. And when we're talking about that, so like I said, my name is David Oluwabusayo. Talking about myself sometimes is always a somehow hard task for me, but my curiosity and open-mindedness has been my goal for over the time, and which has really helped me acquire various IT skills uh, from programming languages to radio, audiovisual, and various technical uh, technological tools like that. So, like you said, I'm the CTO for Paperless and the current lead for Google Developers Group at Ekiti. Yeah, I'm an half geek, half brilliant, half cool. I've only learned a little. I don't even know what I know. So, yeah, let's go straight to the point of the day. We're talking about web development. Yeah, many of us, apart from those that are newbies on the call, but I know many of us is either we are a developer or we are enthusiasts or we are intermediate or whatever it is. But regardless, every one of us make use or have an interaction with websites every days of our lives. Yeah, either you want to check something on Google, just quickly open your Chrome or your Safari to the iOS user or whatever browser you're using. We have an interaction with a web, one or two websites daily. And while we interact with those websites, what our kind of experience or what was our experience when interacting with them? What is our experience interacting with them? So some of those experiences is what we are going to be talking about here today. And yeah, so which we are making use of progressive web app from a responsive website. So I wrote here that the web development landscape is constantly evolving with with new trend emerging all the time, like I said when I was starting. So some of the important trend that we are going to watch or include in our session today is we are going to talk about responsive designs, accelerated mobile pages, progressive web applications, and all like that. So when we're talking about responsive design, have you ever come across a particular website? Maybe you check it on the system and it looks beautiful, right? And it looks beautiful. So, and maybe when you are checking it on your phone, the whole thing looks distorted or not properly arranged, or it looks scattered on the phone. You'll be wondering like, oh, how is this website like this? Uh, you feel some kind of horrible about this is not actually what you expected. And what about so when you're trying to check a particular website and you're trying to load and the page keep on rolling till infinity, and you'll be wondering like, oh, and maybe what you want to, sometimes you push the blame to your network, sometimes you push the blame to your phone. Oh, maybe my phone is hanging, or my phone is filled up, I need to delete some things from my phone, I need to do this, and so we push those blame to different things, whereas the major problem might actually be from the website development from the back end itself. So some of those things is what we are going to take a look at today, which is we call a responsive design. So when we're talking about a site being responsive, yeah, I think I explained that now. When we talk about a site being responsive, a responsive design is actually a website is the approach uh, that ensure that a website looks good on and function on different devices, different screen. Like the images I put here, you can see a desktop there, you see a laptop, you see a tablet, and you see a mobile phone. For those some of us that are designers, we all know that all those screens has different sizes. All those screens are different sizes, but a responsive website supposed to be adaptive to whichever screen it is, whichever screen defines itself. A responsive website must be supposed to be adaptive to either you are viewing it on the small phone, if your Nokia 3310 is browsing, or you are viewing a website on it, the website you are viewing should be adapted to that screen, regardless of what it is. Yeah. So, and the responsive design can actually be achieved by using some flexible layout, like fluid images that can adapt to, yeah, auto adapt to any screen it finds itself. Yeah, and sometimes responsive design is actually essential for businesses that want to reach wide audience. Because if we all know now, yeah, in reality, the the mobile user are far, far beyond the desktop users, and don't forget, if you're a business owner and you are targeting a wider audience, definitely you have to target a mobile users because they must be able to take your business to everywhere they go. They must be able to take your business to everywhere they go. So that is why the you have to target the mobile users. So as more than people that are using mobile devices to access internet, they have the largest percentage of the internet users of today. So yeah, let's move on. So we are talking about, if you remember here, I talk about responsive design, then accelerated mobile pages, Yeah, so we are talking about accelerated mobile pages here. And what does this mean? I think I did a complete full section on this sometimes ago, I think on YouTube or something like that. So what are the basic things we need to know about accelerated mobile pages? You know, AMP is actually an open source, the an open source initiative that aims to make web faster for mobile users. And you can check it on Google AMP. And most of the things that actually cause our website to be very heavy to load most time is by including a full library in your uh, code base, when all what you need is actually a button decoration, and you have to upload a full library into your code base, which make it more heavier to load most times. And most of the time when we are uploading a file, when we are uploading a file into our project or to our IDE or code base, sometimes if all those images are not compressed enough, it might actually make our website or our pages to load very slow or take time too much, more than enough time to load. And AMP pages are also lightweight. They are lightweight and they load quickly. They load quickly. So if you check what is it called, I think emp.dev or something like that. If you check it, you can see they have all those things, all those preloaded libraries there that when you are making use of them, you only need to call up the exact thing you need without having to load all the library in your code base and stuff. You only need to call up the exact thing you need, and we which actually make your uh, page very, very light and very, very easy to load faster and stuff like that. So, and AMP is actually a valuable tool for business that want to improve and more experience for their website visitors, stuff like that. So let's move on to, yeah, this is where we are going today itself, which is progressive web apps. You know, there are difference between web applications and progressive web apps. There are different between the two of them. And when you are viewing when we are viewing a particular website on mobile, we call that one a mobile view. We call it a mobile view, a web mobile view. So definitely the kind of experience you have might be a bit uh, slower or not smooth sometimes. Sometimes you have all these direct on the when you are loading stuff like that. You be wondering what is going on, like I said earlier on. But when we're talking about a progressive web applications, a progressive web application, you know, this I don't know if any of us have come across, many of us might have come across that before. Maybe we are viewing a particular website and you just see a pop-up on your phone, add to your home screen. You know, just say add to your home screen. Maybe you know what it means or you don't know. Accidentally or intentionally, you add it to your home screen. So you now see it on your phone, just like the other native app you downloaded from Play Store or iOS Store. You now see it on your phone there. So you now tier like an application you installed, right? So it gives you easy access, like that particular site. When you want to visit it next time, you don't actually need to go back to your browser to access it because you already added it to your home screen. You understand? So it's actually a web application that you can easily install on your devices and can be launched just like when you're opening your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, or whatever it is. So many of us that are used or more spend more time on our system than mobile. We might have this experience a lot because, like, I myself personally, some of the applications I use, like Google Meet, Google Chat, Google all those things, they are web-based when you are on system, but you can actually install them. I install them directly, not that you can. Yeah, I install them directly. I added them directly to my desktop, to my system. So anytime I need them, I only click on them from there. So I don't need to now have to launch my browser. That I want to go to meet.google.com. I want to go to all those things. So, and some of the benefits that this thing comes with, some of the benefits it comes with is okay, yeah. Progressive app offer benefits over traditional web apps, which including the offline functionality. When you add it to because it works majorly, it load most time from cache unless there is a new request. Unless there's a new request that he has to communicate, that the API has to communicate directly to server. But if there is no any new request that's different from what he has loaded earlier, then it communicates directly to cache that he has cached on your device. So with that, he has offline functionality, unlike the traditional web app or your native app. If you launch your Facebook, if you are not connected to internet, it might probably tell you no internet connection, right? Yeah. But with a web app, you can actually have offline experience that you can actually use, and you can have all this push notification, of a thing. Even when you did not launch the application, you just see a kind of message that you read on your notification bar that talks about a particular application that you have on your phone, even despite why you are not using that app at that moment. So those are part of the advantages of progressive web applications. Then you have app-like feel and experience, like I said earlier on. Anytime you want to use that particular web, you don't need to go back to your browser to start typing www dot. Sometimes you might have even forget. Maybe there's something important you want to do on that platform, but you might forget the URL. But once you already had it on your phone, like a native app, you can actually launch it and do whatever you want to do on it without visiting the web page. Then he has what we call a better performance. Yes, I think we have this argument sometimes while I was speaking at one event recently. Yeah, like we're talking about the performance of web app and progressive web app. You know, yeah, for everything that has advantages, they all have their disadvantages as well. So, yeah, like I said, progressive web app has advantages of offline functionality, the push notification, the app like field and experience, and the better performance. Then progressive are still PWAs are still a relative new technology, but they are gaining popularity as more and more business adopt them. Yeah, if you many businesses are making use of PWAs now. Why? It's cost effective because instead of you building a website separately, you build an application separately for Android that you have to put on Google Play Store, and you build another application for iOS that you have to put on Apple Store. Yeah, but with progressive web applications, all those things can be achieved in just one click. By the Android user can add it to their home screen. The iOS user can also add it to their home screen as well. So without having to go and download from Play Store and still have like almost the same experience. Almost the same experience. So yeah, moving forward now, this when we're talking about You can Google this if you are not sure or you are confused. When we're talking about mobile web and the applications, the research shows that 87% of 87 percentage of people of the mobile user have interaction more with the application than the web pages, than the mobile web. What I mean by the mobile web is that's in particular web you visit on the website on your browser. That is your mobile viewed experience. The That's your mobile viewed experience, and this actually is telling us that every business owner focus more on the mobile applications. There, if you notice, even if you are, I don't know, some bank experience on bank, most of these fintech organizations, if you check their website, the most important thing you see there is their information, and you have necessarily have two buttons. Which one of them is Google Play Store icon and Apple icon, iOS icon, which they actually tell you to click on those links and download their app, which is where their functionality and everything you need to interact with on their business is on their applications, because they know that a lot of people interact more with their mobile phone, with their applications than interacting with their browser. Between you and I, every one of us here will know that we only go to our browser most time. Maybe we want to do a Google search, and maybe what want to do, the application is not on our phone. But once the application is on our phone, we might do in a day without even touching our browser. But we might be juggling between one application to the other, from Twitter, from Facebook to LinkedIn to Instagram to TikTok to other places, to email, to chat, to all those things. But we might not visit our browser if there are nothing serious that we want to do on our browser. So which means the 87 percentage of people are spend more time on the application, and they have more engagement with the application than they do on browser. So yes, like I was saying, the 78% of time spent in user top three app, like all of us here know, most of yes, many of us are guilty of that. Some people might be on TikTok from morning to evening. Yeah. And without getting bored, without some their own addiction app is Twitter. Some their own is Instagram, while some on LinkedIn. But you know that by the time you are on these applications, you are moving from this to this to this. Maybe you are on Instagram, then it now ask you to click one thing to do this, to do that, and you click on it. Then from there, it take you to another place. Like we spend the 78% of our time mostly on maybe the three top app we have on our phone. So and the usage is highly concentrated. User tend to only use few apps, leading to a winning take full of all situations of maybe they have something to do with whatever they want to do. Like maybe you want to write a document, you make use of your Google Doc, Google Sheets, and on like that. I hope everybody is still hearing me, please, so that I won't just be talking to myself. Can people still hear me? Please let me know. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. So we are moving to deep down to progressive web application. I call this a radically improved user experience. Yeah. yes, I don't know. When we say progressive web application, this is uh I'm looking for the better way to say that. I'm not a grammarian anyway, but I call it a radical way of improving the quality of your end-to-end user experience. Yes. Yeah, I think that is better. Yeah, I call it the radical improving the quality of your end-to-end user experience, which is what I call the web application. So while we're talking about this, we want to focus on four things. We want to focus on four major things that I need to put into consideration when you are building your mobile or progressive web applications. So in order to achieve what I said here, that to make it a user end-to-end user experience. So we will be dealing with these four things here. Your progressive app are very fast, they are integrated, they are reliable, and they are engaging. You know, we need to focus on this for the short period of time that I have left. I don't know how many minutes this is going to end, but you have to make, like I said, I think I put it in one somewhere in my slide. Maybe we get there. Like 53% of, okay, I posted it on the on LinkedIn on my LinkedIn page. You know, I was having a conversation with a colleague from IRCA community, and I feel so excited. I wanted to show her one of the project I just built. I sent her the name. Okay, kindly check this. I just finished this. Lo and behold, while we were on the call, we were actually doing some other things. I just sent that to her, and she tried to view the page. Like almost a minute, the page keep loading. Nothing show up. Empty page. I was ashamed of myself. Like, damn. Like, so that means something is wrong somewhere. So me that I've been loading it on my own, and maybe my web is just loading from the cache that what it has cached on my system or my browser, you know. So I was now wondering, like, how many? What are the? Do I even load the number of people that have come across that and they want to check it and they have same experience, you know? So that is why we said we need to focus on these four things to make our web fast, making the experience more integrated, ensuring that they are reliable, and keeping our user engaged, you know. So let's move on to that right now. So first thing we are talking about here is the fast aspect of web application, web progressive web application. You know, user don't need to jump rolling or scroll or to slow loading performance. Many of us we know, like if we visit a website and it's taking too much time to load, we abandon it. We might not even go back there, no matter how important it is. And if anybody, maybe, yeah, some of us might, maybe one of our friends say, oh, I'm doing this thing, kindly vote for me, kindly. We always have that feedback, the website is not loading, the website is not going. Clinical is happening. This is happening. That is happening. You know. So no user wanted to go to a particular website to start junk scrolling, slow load performance, the way that is bad for you know. As a developer, when you build your website, there are different platforms online where you can check your load performance. You know, there's platform online where you can check them if it's actually loading faster, which can give you the analysis of all the whole thing. You know, the web has a bad name for slow performance. You know, we give you all sort of, you know, the website is down, the website is not even going. You don't know what is happening there. You know, we feel discouraged to go back to that kind of a particular website. We feel discouraged to go back there. You know, most especially, uh, you know, but making use of progressive web application, their experience is not inclusive here because if your website is like I said while I started or in the middle of my talking, like unless there is a particular or a new request from any website that is a progressive web app, that is when the API now need to communicate back to the database, to the server, to now bring back a response for what you requested for. But in absence of that, a progressive web application is always faster in, yeah, it's always faster in the when you're loading it. And yeah, I put this here, which is a graph that shows a bounce rate, and which they say time is money. Yeah, and they say time wait for nobody, right? Yeah, but I said this is just a historic share. We all know. I think I've said that, when you are trying to load a page and you keep on rolling, you keep on rolling, you keep on rolling, we push the blame to different aspects. Like maybe it's our phone that is hanging, or maybe it's network that is bad, or maybe it is or just one thing or the other. And after a little more than 3 seconds, 4, 5 seconds, many people will leave the website regardless of what you are selling, and they won't come back to it. They won't come back to it. They won't come back to it. So, yeah, like I said, okay, this is what I was talking about the other time. I said 53% of users abandon sites that take longer than 3 seconds to load. You know, when you're as a developer, as a developer, always try to put all these things into consideration, because whatever you are building, you are building it for the user, not for yourself. You know, like I said, the experience I had with the one of my colleagues that I was having a chat with, and when I experienced that, so what I did was I now take you look for different devices that are not aware about the product before, and I'll try to load it on those devices. But those devices load faster than my colleague experienced though. So, but regardless of that, I didn't say because it load faster on those devices that doesn't have the experience of that platform before. I didn't say because it load faster there and now abandon it there. So and I have to go back to what I did to actually provide a solution to make it load more faster. And after I did that, I still went ahead and test it on a new device entirely, you know. So as a developer, when you are building, put into consideration your users, your end users, nobody want to jump scrolling. Nobody want to stay on a particular website that is taking forever to load. So if you have any question, please, you can be dropping them in the comment section. Can be dropping them in the comment section if you have any question. So yeah, we're moving to integrated. User, user shouldn't always have to reach through a browser to access your app. Like I said, that I've explained all these, the user shouldn't even think about the fact that they are on the web. Just that they are using the phone, tablet, and they should have that feel that, okay, I'm using an application, not on the web. So that is one of the advantages and one of the functions of progressive web applications. One of the uh, advantages of progressive web applications. So they shouldn't have that feeling that they are using a browser. Don't forget, for every progressive web application you add to your home screen or you install to your mobile phones, they are still powered, or they are all running on your browser engine. They are running on your browser engine. Don't forget about that. So you should the integrated has to be there. They should have that feel that they are more or less like on their native app. Like maybe when you are trying to purchase something online, when you are building a platform that has a payment gateway, There are a lot of a seamless way you can integrate that to your progressive web app that they can only make their payment by just tapping on a button, by clicking an icon or clicking on a link without having all those luxury of time to start feeling different thing. Yeah. And what about the uh many of us are familiar with this when you are playing a song on your phone and your phone is actually locked. Yeah. You know, we call this they call this a media playback. They call it a media playback. You know, the API is actually the one providing the metadata, while the the current plane is showing on your screen, and even without having to interrupt with other things you are doing on your devices, stuff like that. So yes, that is because of my time. Because of my time. So let's move on to reliable. Reliable. Yeah. When we're talking about reliable, every application build or every progressive web app build should have the reliability. You know, User don't expect the web to work without network connect, and often they don't even bother to try when maybe the internet is slow or internet is connection. Like we actually need to change that perception. That is why web app must be reliable. When a user tap on the home screen or they tap on an icon, they expect it to load instantly. When they tap on an icon, they expect it to load instantly and launch from their home screen. It should never be shown what we call dancer. This is what I mean by, I don't know, many of us might have this experience. I have this experience. We become used to always being online. When we are doing that, we always, oh, we are online when we are checking all those pages, all those browsing, all those web. We are always online, but we see this. I don't know what to call the name of this icon, but I think generally it's called dinosaur. Yeah, it's called dinosaur. So sometimes you'll be wondering, is my internet off or maybe my data has finished, right? Maybe my data has finished, but no, it's actually the issue from the web side. So yeah, getting closer to, yeah, reliability means never showing the dinosaur, but still mobile apps never show us this cute guy. This is the cute guy I'm talking about. This, you know, mobile app never show us this cute guy, but I think this can never show on maybe on a native applications, but you can only have this experience on the web or on the web pages. you know Please, if you have your question, you can be dropping them down. So we need to actually make our app or our web pages a very reliable, so that we can keep our users engaged while they are using our applications. So yeah, the last one here on these four things that we said we are going to be dealing with today is what I called engaging. So an engaging app goes beyond functional. Yeah, there is a place for your app to be functioning, but there is also a place for your app to be engaging. Like I said the other time, many of us, we have application of we just see a notification on our notification bar. Oh, your app has an update. Kindly update your app. Or you see one messages, oh, this thing is happening here, this thing is happening there. So stuffs like that. your apart from your app being functioning, then your app must also be engaging. Like I make mention of a push notification the other time. I made mention of push notification, which we all experience. Like just see the notification on your phone that, oh, so is happening. If you book a flight, you just see the push notification. Maybe your flight is tomorrow. You just sit on your phone. You know, just sit on your phone that, oh, you have a flight to catch by 2 p.m. tomorrow and stuff like that. And the we have and what actually power this is what we call the service workers. And we have a platform that do this, that you can use this for your web applications of your progressive web app. The one I use mostly is Firebase, Pastor Chat Message, Cloud Messages, that is FCM, and you can use One Signal too to power all these things. So I think I'm more convenient with the Firebase Cloud Messages very well. So with that, you can those are part of the experiences on the web applications. I mean, progressive web app. So, from your website to push subscription endpoint, you can see how the arrow goes, then from your service worker directly to your mobile. So with that, you never miss any particular moment from whatever activities you are having. Never miss any particular moment. So yeah, progressive application are progressive. Not everything work everywhere yet, but user experience is the key. Even while you are still, even if you are releasing an MVP of your application, if it's just an MVP you are releasing, it is very, very important to put the user experience, you place them with a priority, place them on a priority. So like focusing on end-to-end user experience is the key, regardless of whatever you are building, because once the user have a bad experience on your product or your applications, uh, normally if I want to download any application from Play Store, if it is not a Google product, the first thing I do is I go down to the review section and I read the review. Once I see 1 star, 2 star review from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, I ignore the application no matter how useful they might be. I'll look for an alternative, you know, because when your users has uh, a bad experience with your product or with your web, with your application, then it's actually a bad feedback to whatever it is or whatever solution your application or your product is solving. So I say, how do I get started in this? Then the first thing you need to put in mind is your security. We all know this green icon on our browser. If you are visiting any browser and it doesn't have this green padlock, that the padlock is locked, you always have this scared of how sure am I that this website is okay? Am I sure that I can put my card on file for this on this particular web and stuff like that? And so we have to put the HTTP secure connection between site and user, which is actually we give them the assurance that, okay, this one has a padlock, is showing green padlock, then we are good. At least I can still do something here, unlike the one that doesn't have that. So in my conclusion here, you have to keep your user safe. Identity, confidentiality, and integrity is very important. It's very important here. So if you are building, when you are building your progressive app is actually a fast and integrated and reliable and engaging platform for your user. So we've been able to cover a few details on how to build progressive web app that are fast, integrated, reliable, and engaging. I don't know if anybody has any question for now. Uh, can go back home, build something for your product, or the one you already built. You can easily convert it to a progressive web application. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Thank you very much. We are in question and answer session right now, and we have few questions here in the comment section. Mr. David, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm there.
All right. So the question here is from Olorunfemi Davis. He said, "Who is a web engineer and who is a web developer?"
Okay. Uh, Thank you so much for that question. Okay. A web engineer and a web developer, they are two different roles. Yeah, they are two different roles, which we don't have to mix them together. A web developer is the person who develop a website, who maybe as a client or as a customer, you reach out to, I run this business, I want to build a website. I want people to be able to reach out to my business from this, from that, from wherever they are. So those are the web developer. But engineer are actually the people that works on a web-based applications. Uh, like I'm looking for a perfect English to use. Yeah, a web engineer is actually the people that work on the, not every web developer can be a web engineer, but every web engineer is automatically should be able to be a web developer. Uh, you know, I'm looking for a perfect English, but not regardless of that. A web engineer is actually the people that build the how this service work. Where's that come from? Oh, okay. Yeah, a web engineer, the the web developer focus actually on the product to get the product out and functioning. But a web engineer, they are the one who is actually building like the core functionality of those products. You know, the web engineer is not necessarily to be the one to write the front end or do the back end, but they are the one working on maybe the API, the service worker, all those stuff. Then, and the second question is, what separates senior developer and what separates senior developers and senior engineers? Yeah, I think what separates them is still their role, their experience, and their experience. I don't know. The what's actually separate the senior developer and senior engineer is the word senior there is actually the experience is what make them senior, and a senior developer can actually deal with some of once somebody has arrived to the level of become being a senior developer, then there are a lot of things that the person can actually do when it comes to whichever role is developing, either being a back-end developer or whatever it is. But a senior engineer, You know, the a senior engineer too is they are the one who work. Uh, I'm looking for a particular word to use, but the senior engineers are the one that actually do the there are a lot of things that encompasses that make a website functioning. There are a lot of things that make website functioning, but the senior engineer are the one that handles they are the one that handles the major functions of those like the library they can work on different library, but the developer can actually call up the library and make use of them, but the engineer can build those library, they can build all those API, but the developer will just can make use of those API and make and call up and call them up to whatever they want them to do. But the engineers are the one that are actually making those. They can work and build all those library and those API from their own end or from scratch rather. I don't know if that answers a lot of my question.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Somebody else also said something. He said he's interested in JS and React, but he did not hear anything about it during the event. Do you have
Oh,
anything to say about that?
okay, it's interested in React and JS. Yeah, React
He's
and JS
interested
are
in JS and React.
okay. Yeah, React and JS are actually major or some of the major programming that people use mostly to build a web. It's majorly for web development. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not a React developer. I do Flutter. So I might not be able to say much about React, but I know and I have a lot of people that use React around me, but I use Flutter for almost everything I build, and they work fine, they work function, they work better for me because they have these widgets, these UI components that are very good by using block and all those things, business logic components that make your project work faster, that make your code base lighter, that makes everything work. So I'm a Flutter developer, so I know a lot of people use JS, and most almost all time we have events, we always have that clash, which is better between JS, between React and Flutter, which one is better, which one is, we always have those arguments so far. But if you are interested in learning or JS and React, I can you can reach out to the organizer of the program. They have a lot of platform and people. They have a lot of people that they can mentor you or they can guide you on how to be a React JS or yeah, how to learn it or how to use it to build whatever you want to build.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. David. We are moving to the end of the event right now. So, a recap of what has been said since morning, like during the course of the event, Mr. David has enlightened us about what web development is, and it has spoken about the important trends for us to watch out for concerning web development, which are responsive designs, accelerate mobile pages, and progressive web applications. And also, he enlightened us more about the benefits of progressive web app, where he made us know that it works functionally offline, the push notification, and it gives a app like feel and experience, and it also has and it also has a better performance. Moving on, I would like us to always be available every last Thursday of the month, because an event like this is also going to come up every Thursday of every month, where we get more enlightened about web development trends. This series will be going on and on every Thursday of every month, and I would like each and every one of us to always be available, and also invite our friends, our families, and let the world hear about this, because this is actually an experience we don't want to be left out in. Thank you all for attending. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Thanks. All thanks also goes to Mr. David Oluwabusayo for his wonderful presentation, and also to GDSEX2 for their support, and also to Outs Novations Africa. Thank you very much. Out Novately Africa, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. And with this, we come to the end of the event. Thank you all for attending. And don't forget to give us feedback via the link posted in the comment section. Make sure to click on the link and give us feedback. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest.